Hello everyone, it's Graham from Lakeside, and it's been a very long time since I made a video on Lakeside itself, but over the last couple of days I've been up here basically tidying up. It was an absolute mess up here, and I really needed to tidy up because I was just not finding things as per normal with me. I'd put things down, leave it, and then don't put it away, and so then it becomes worse and worse and worse until in the end you go, do you know what, I really can't carry on like this. So over the last couple of days I've had a massive tidy up, and typically because I'm doing that, it's absolutely boiling up here. At the moment it's over 30 degrees up here at the moment, so I can't spend a huge amount of time in one hit up here. I've got blinds down, all the windows open, but it's still absolutely sweltering, but which is nice. Obviously I've not been doing very much on Lakeside, as you can see. It's still exactly the same as it was before, because of other things in my life which have been taking over, and it's not great up here trying to work or do stuff when it's summertime. As most of you know, in your sheds and lofts it gets pretty unbearable. Anyway, so that's one thing. Now the major thing really is, I did say to you in a previous video that I was planning on doing things on Lakeside, and I would let you know what that is. Well, over the last couple of months or so I've been thinking long and hard about Lakeside, where it's going, what I'm going to be doing, etc, etc, and I've now made the decision to take Lakeside down, but a very big but, it will be rebuilt again. Now it's not going to be rebuilt in this guise, it's going to be totally different. If I start at the very beginning, when I built this, this was going to be a relatively small layout, and I designed the framework so that it would fit up against this wall here and hinge like that. That's how small it was going to be, which is what I did originally, to be honest. But as a few months went on, I realised that it was too small, so I extended it, and I extended it, and I extended it, until such a point that it was obviously not going to be hinged on that side. It had to be fixed permanently, hence the reason why it's attached to this wall along here. Now over the years we all get to learn more and more about model railways and what we do and what we don't do, and another reason for taking it down and starting again is because exactly that. I've learnt over the years what I've been doing wrong, correcting it, and it's never quite the same. So I've decided that what I want to do is start afresh. Sorry, I kicked the tripod there. I want to start afresh. Now I won't be doing this until the early part of next year for various reasons, so I will continue. I won't do any more building work as such, but I will continue to run trains, etc. But after Christmas I will be taking this down, and I intend to use as much as I possibly can with what I've got at the moment, even to the extent of the hillside in the back. Now I'm pretty sure that I can take that down in one lump, and really the layout I'm looking at, which I'm near enough decided on now, it's going to have 4 lanes running all the way around. Now inside that will be a crossover. Now that is the debatable bit. I'm not sure whether I'm going to have room for that, but I'm going to have to draw it out properly and see if I can squeeze that in somehow. But what I don't want is too much elevation on it. I want to build the actual deck here. I want to build that slightly lower, because the back scenes over there are probably about 4'6", 5 foot high, and that really is far too high for a lot of people to view over it. So the whole point about that is really to lower the main deck here, drop that down, and not have an elevated section running around the top. At the moment, all I've got, as you know, is 2 circuits, an upper and a down line, going round and round and round, with a terminus over there, a TMD here, an engine shed and turntable over there. And really, after a while, it's pretty boring. I don't use the terminus a huge amount, so my intention is to utilise that space over there for the main line, and also obviously coming inwards this way a bit, so I can get 4 tracks going around most of the circuit. I may take the 4 down to 2 at one point along this edge. That depends if I've got the room. And the other thing is that I want to create a space between here and here, so it won't be joined to the wall, so that I can walk all the way around. At the moment it touches this end wall here, so it's built up against that wall. I want to come away from that wall, so again I can walk all the way around the layout. There will be 2 access points within the middle of the layout, so I should be able to get to, well, I will be able to get to everything. So that's going to make life a lot easier for me. Another thing I learned, obviously, during the process, and isn't hindsight wonderful? It all seems good at the time, but then afterwards you go, really, that's not really working. So all in all, it's a shame, I guess, that I've got probably 2/3 the way and then decided that I don't really think this is working. The other thing which made the decision for me is this space here. Now, I had several plans for this area, but again, they really wouldn't work. They would work up to a point, but right in the centre is the manor house, and that manor house is staying and will be utilised again on the next layout, which will be called Lakeside still. I'm not going to change the name, it's still going to be Lakeside, and there will be a lake in it. But the manor house will stay. In fact, most of the structure, the buildings, the platforms, and I might even use the bridge here, that will all hopefully be reused. But I would like to make a larger lake for a start, as well. So there's I've got a fairly good plan in my head of what I want this time. Also, my building work and landscaping has improved over the years since I first started doing this, which is another reason why I want to redo it. So you know, it's all to do with improving, if you like, what I've already got. A lot of the track I can reuse, certainly the points I can reuse, and it will also give me a chance to change over all to electrofrogs rather than install frog points at the same time. So there's a lot going to happen from next year. So you will see up until that point me running trains on this existing layout, but then after, I don't know, end of December, beginning of January, I will start taking this down very carefully, because I want to salvage as much as I possibly can from this. I'm not too worried about the actual track itself. If I can get it up, fine. If not, I'm not worried about that. So that is the news for Lakeside at the moment. One thing I have noticed today, I'm just going to take the camera off the tripod a minute, bear with me, I will show you. Now this is the first time, this is the first time this has ever happened, so it shows you how bloody hot it is up here. Look at this. This track, can you see this? This track has warped. Now that is the first time that has ever happened in, what, 6 years since I've been building this? But it is just incredibly hot up here right now. So there you can see, if I move down a bit, bear with me, just move the tripod again. Right, that is the terminus there, plus the elevation section here, and you can see how much room I would have if I designated that to be the main running lines with 4 tracks. I mean, you can see I've got 5 tracks there actually up to that point, which will leave all that, and probably where the bridge is probably where the baseboard will end, so that I can walk along here. And then if I go to the middle of the layout, right, now it's 16 foot long to that point there, here. So there's all that area to play with. Mansion house, don't forget. The village, that will be taken up very carefully. I will use every single thing in that village. And I'm hoping to even include the hillside. But there will be a gap now that will shunt over that way to allow me walkway along the back edge here. So that will give me access all the way around the actual layout. My back seams are falling down because of the heat. It's all stretching because of the heat. I really don't want that. And there's absolutely no way I can access that now, which is not good, to be honest with you. It really isn't good. I need access to everything. So, you know, I was kind of pre-warned when I was doing this, will I have access? And I was going, yes, I did, I will. And I did up to a certain stage, but then obviously when I got to a point where I had finished a village, I can't now stretch over and reach that point there. A lesson learnt. Right. So TMD area, never. Sorry, the engine shed area. Never been happy with this. Far too tight there. I love the engine sheds themselves and the rock faces, but it doesn't work. Not properly anyway, because the leading to the engine sheds, they're all on a curve because I didn't have the room. It was an afterthought. So again, something else learned. And a lot of the stuff, if I put my hands up, a lot of the stuff has been, including my latest thing, which is the TMD over there, has been, oh, I need a TMD, or I need an engine shed. I didn't really plan it, and these are the things now which are coming to light, where it would have been far better, again, isn't hindsight wonderful, to have planned all this first and made sure it fitted before I tried to think about it afterwards and then try and squeeze something in. So I hold my hands up, I've screwed up. I mean, it looks very nice. I'm pleased the way it looks, but it doesn't work. It's as simple as that. It doesn't work. Not to how I want it to anyway. It could be far better. So there we go. A bit of a shock perhaps, but I think you'll find that once I get cracking, the new layout will be complete, well not completed, the layouts are never completed, but you know what I mean, it will look more of a layout within a year, I would think. That's what I'm anticipating, that's what I'm hoping for, because it's going to be so much easier to work on with access all the way around it. Plus a lot of the stuff will be built, I won't have to build those. Manor house, the village, platforms, the station platform, buildings, all that's done, and I will reuse them. I'm not going to go to the expense of scrapping them, there's no need. TMD if I have one, which is another point. There are so many different variants I could choose from. Do I go for steam only and no diesels, or diesels and no steam? Do I have a combination of both? Do I go for an era where steam and diesel were running side by side? Do I go for a particular region? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But if I keep things as they are, where, as you know, I run everything, different regions, different eras, etc., then I can keep all my rolling stock. If I decide on a era or region, then I'm going to have to cull quite a lot of my rolling stock. I'm balancing this camera on the edge, that's what it's shaking a bit. Hold on a second, I'll just move back. Right, I've never really been happy about this bridge going across that terminal station like that. It works because, physically it works because, you know, it just fits over the top of the terminus building. But I've never really liked that idea. But it was just a case of having to do it that way. So, I think that's me gone on long enough now. It's 17 minutes gone. Just a quick video, well not quick really, is it? A short video. Just explaining what I'm planning to do and what I haven't done over the last couple of months. But, as I say, I will be back with future running sessions, hopefully, up until Christmas. And then it will be a teardown of this very carefully. And I will probably be doing videos of this as I'm doing it, just to show you the situation as I go along. Okay, so that's it for now. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get out of this place and go out into the sunshine, where it's actually cooler than it is up here. Right, okay people, that's about it for now, and hopefully I will speak again to you soon. So bye for now. Bye.